Okay, so today we are going to talk about the vital signs.
Okay.
Okay, so the vital signs. uh, Okay, yes, so vital signs. So basically the vital signs, right? Temperature, pulse, systolic blood pressure, and diastolic blood pressure. Okay, so you will also have height, weight, and BMI. So these also considered as vital signs parameters.
Yeah.
Okay, because since you're from the since you're from the pharmaceutical background, so obviously you know more about this one. So, okay, so I just gonna open the DM dataset to copy this header part. Oops, sorry, not this one. Okay, DM dataset. So up to here. Okay, so I'm gonna save this one as a VS. Okay, so I'll keep it open for now to develop the VS dataset. So what are the raw data set we need? We need vital signs raw data. So vital raw, vital raw, and this is VS dataset. Okay. So we haven't using any macros. So yeah, up to here is okay. So let's go for specifications. So here, so we have three variables which are common variables for all datasets. So we gonna bring that one. Okay.
Yeah.
The same thing we bring it from the DM dataset. I'm sorry, I'm gonna send you the raw data today for you for practice.
Yeah.
I forgot. I'll send you. So raw dot.
Vital
I'll keep everything in the caps. Okay. So, okay.
domain.
Yeah, you're right. So VS ID. No, that's right. VS1 first. Okay. So you see, this is a very important note. You can see the variable study is uninitialized. So which means the study we map it with the study ID is not in this vital raw.
Okay.
But it is in the demo.raw, but in the vital raw we don't have it. We don't have this study. So you also have to consider this as a serious note. So just don't ignore this kind of note, because what happen if you ignore this one, the next coming the other data set will be problematic. Okay, so
Okay.
when you have uninitialized, even though it looks like blue color, so we
Yeah.
always have to take it take it to consideration. And this is numeric values have converted into character values, so 204. So because the study is not there, okay, so that's why it is showing. And you also have to take this one also. So these two notes are very important. Okay, so you have to double check, because the strip you use it for characters values, right? So numeric values have connected character values. So let's check the vital raw ones. So what exactly we have? So here you see, here they mention as a study ID, not study. In the demo.draw we did mention as a study. So this is in the character format. Okay, so let's map with the study ID and see if we can able to get those comments, those notes. Okay, just I keep it as a ID. and it is very important. If you see something like, this is also the CDM people, they map it like this. Okay, study ID in. So in the vital signs, they map it as a study ID. In the demog.dra, they map it as a study.
Yeah.
Okay. uh, in the normal cases, in the real time, if you see like this, you should have to inform. Okay,
Okay.
because it should have to be, the whole data should have to be have the same variable.
Yeah.
Okay, to inform. So you have to inform the CDM people to rectify this issue, so that they can, in the vital sign, they can map that one. Okay, so for now I just keep it as a study ID because we have a problem. Okay, you see there is no nodes anymore for
Yeah.
the numeric and the converter. So this is very important for you to understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Later on, we go to the next variables. Okay. So the next variable, sequence variable, as usual, we're gonna do at the end. Okay. And the group ID, sponsor ID. So if you have this information, you have to map it. If you don't, obviously in all the data set, we don't have the group ID and the sponsor IDs. So these usually these IDs will be given by the sponsor. So we don't have this information, and also these are permissible variables. Okay, so we
Okay,
can.
Ali, one question here.
Yes.
Now, when we see this Excel sheet,
Yeah.
the specification sheet, and now when we see it is permissible, it's
Mm-hmm.
not because it is permissible. It's not that we have to leave it, right? We have to check our raw data and
Yes.
see if they are there or not, right?
Yes. Yes. You have to check.
Okay.
So in real time, how they do, like, so they go like step by step. So they do filter like this, and they remove permissible variables because
Mhm.
that's come at the end. And you first map with these two,
Okay.
and you see the programming nodes here.
Okay.
So you map with the expected, and once you done this one, and then you put back, you remove these two, and you put only permissible variables,
Okay.
and you go step by step. What are the variables are present, and what are the variables are not present.
Okay.
So here we have VSTPT, these ones, and visit information you have, and study date information you have. So
Mm.
these four are permissible variable, but we have this information. Okay.
Mm.
Um, so I'm just telling as an example. So these are all these, like, sometimes the category variables, the category of vital signs. And if you have like some kind of more advanced and complex kind of data sets, and the time you will have this information, the position where exactly the vital signs was taken, which position level, like
Mm.
he's sit or he's lay down or he stand. So how they take the blood pressure, that kind of information they will be given, and the completion status, like the status of the vital signs when was completed, and the reason not perform, why the for example, some patient they don't take it, they don't give the blood, so they have to mention, like, they will give some information why he's not taking, and the location of the vital signs, the laterality, directionality, and if you have a derived flags. So those ones, if you have some kind of complex in the elapsed time point reference, reference time point, data time reference time point. So sometimes the subject will come at the next day. So on that time, he's again giving again taking the vital signs.
Yeah.
So at what hours? For example, he finished at the night, and he come back in the morning, and right away he's doing the like, the vital signs.
Mm.
So that date and time of the reference time point. So here we don't have this kind of information for this our clinical project. That's why we keep it as a gray. Um, and whatever the information for the permissible variables are available, we keep it like in this color.
Okay.
Okay. So for now, we remove the filters. We just continue with how we want it. So the VS sequence. So we're gonna continue at the end. So, okay. So it's a similar like the last AE and exposure data set. So these two are permissible variables, and the VS test CD and VS test. Okay. So these are the parameters. You have to map it to parameters. Okay. So if you check the raw data, vital signs raw, um, here you can see the pulse. Okay. Pulse unit, pulse result. Okay.
Mm.
Temperature, temperature unit, temperature result. Systolic blood pressure unit,
Systolic pressure unit.
yeah, and the diastolic unit, and result. Okay. So, and this is a record date and the record time and the site. Okay. So we have, these are the 4 parameters we have it. So we need to map for the VS test CD and the VS test for this information. Okay. But for now, these are in the column level. Okay. See here. So we need in the row wise. Okay. So we need to transpose this information like pulse, temperature, systolic, and the diastolic for each one. Like pulse we do with the temperature, systolic, and then you come back with the pulse unit, temperature unit, systolic. Like that you have to come as a row wise, because we need it as a row wise, not as a column wise. So sometimes the vital signs data set, if you get column row wise, you don't need to do this step. So since our data in the
and although just those 3 in one column, sorry, we need to get in one column.
Yes, because you have to derive one variable, VS test CD and VS test. So VS test CD is the short name of the science satellite. Okay, because this variable come on the top and the parameters come in the row. Okay, and the VS test is a long name. So like for example, if it is pulse, okay, if it is pulse, and the pulse rate is the VS test. So it is, you have to get your parameters like this in the row wise, because our column, our sorry, raw data set, it is in the column wise. So we need to transpose. We need to transpose to pulse wise, unit wise, result wise. Okay, then only you can map with the test city. Okay. So here is only pulse. If you go further, you have a result units and the original units. You need to do those ones also as a column wise. So for that reason, you need to do step by step. Okay, I'll explain you. So no need to worry about that one. So okay, so what I can do, I'm just gonna keep it as a hold for now for these VS test CD and VS test. We go at the bottom first, because we need to sort. We need to sort based on the some collection date. Okay, for example, okay, I'll show you here in the vital raw. In the vital data set, you don't have the start date or end date. Okay, is this only collection date, recording time. Okay, recording date and recording time, that is the collection date. So it will have only VS DTC only. So that is very important question. Okay, in the, so they will find out easily if you don't mention in the, okay, we have like same like AE and DTC, AES DTC, exposure EX. So if you say like, well, we also have VSS DTC and VS in DTC, if you say like that, they will easily catch up you. That is not the right way to explain. So in the collection,
we have only date that we,
and the vital sign, the laboratory, and EEG, electrocardiogram. So all those are collection date. Okay, collection result. So the recording date and recording time. Okay, so I'm gonna map first with the VSDTC, and the VSDTC will be the same thing how we did with the AE and DTC. Okay, I mean AEST sorry. So you just map similar like, so this one I'm talking about, VS date and time of measurements. Okay, so I will explain you why I go there. Okay, so I just pick up the same format how we did with the RFSDTC. So I'm gonna take the same thing.
But we did not check the table whether it is in which format they are.
I'm sorry?
Did we check the table like which format the time and date are in? Like, yeah, they're in character format. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. So anyway, it's in numeric, so we're gonna convert it into characters. So as per the implementation guidelines, so this is in a character. So we're gonna put functions. Okay. That's for the date. So I don't need BM anymore for now. So in case if I need it, I will open after, because every time I need to go. So this is the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna apply the same formats, the TD and so. So this one is done for the VSDTC. And okay, so for example, okay, I'll take one subject.
Ali, if you don't mind, Naku, can you explain me again that transpose? Why are we doing transpose? I really did
Yeah,
not get that
I
concept.
haven't done yet the transpose. I will explain you when I'm doing the transpose. Because you see the pulse. Okay, because when I do the VSTCD, then only you can understand easily. If I do
Okay.
transpose,
Okay.
okay. For now, you just listen. This is a subject ID. Let me take one filtration. Okay, where subject ID equal to. So I go to the distinct, looking up the distinct. So anyone S1. So click OK. So you can see here in the visits section. So we have screening, period 1 and period 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And the TP, which is the time point. This is a check-in, 0 hour, 2 hour, 8 hour, and checkout. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? The screening, which is the initial, like, you know, when they're going to check in,
Yeah.
the initial time before the treatment, they take one vital signs. Okay, one vital signs, like they check the pulse, they check the temperature, they check the systolic and diastolic. Those parameters they will check. And after giving the treatment in the 0 hour, they do again all these parameters. And after, like, post those 2 hours, like if they give the treatment here and after 2 hours, okay, after drug administration 2 hours, they check again the parameters. And post 8 hours, okay, for the drug administration, they will check again. So these are 3 time points: 0 hours, 2 hours, 8 hours. And the last one before he leave for that checking out. Okay, they will check again. Either it is the 24 hours or maybe 48 hours. Okay, let me check. Let me open the CRF. Oops. So, SDTM. Okay, this is the vital signs. This is one of the vital signs CRF, case report form. So they mention like 0 hour, 2 hours, 8 hours only. And if they have like more hours, they're gonna go continuously with that, like that. For now, this is only 3 hours. Okay, the checking out either maybe 24 hours or maybe 48 hours or maybe 1 week. We don't know. Okay, so checkout time. So checkout on that time also they're gonna check the vital parameters. Okay, vital signs. And the same goes to the period 2. So they in 0 hour, 2 hour, 8 hours checkout. Okay, you understand this point, right? There is a visit and time point and the scheduled time point, which we're not going to worry about anything. Yeah. So here in this case, because they did the 6 o'clock in the evening and the early morning, which is the checkout for them. Okay, so for that reason, I just explain you how the data collection was done. Okay, so now we are going to do with the time points. So the vital sign study day vital sign, we're gonna do it after. This is also same thing with how we did with the EXE and DY, you know, those ones. So that's the same thing, but I will explain after that one. So first we're gonna do with the VSTP. So the VSTPT vital signs time point, as per CRF, which is TP is the CDM variable, okay, the raw data variable. Why every time I'm closing this one? So this is in character format. Okay. So ours is also character format. So how do we do that? A step of
Yes.
TP. Okay. So now we need to create the next one, which is VS TPT numeric format. Okay, listen, when you do any kind of sorting, we always have to have the numeric form. Okay, we cannot do sorting with the character. So we need to have this VSTPT numeric format. So how do we do that? We need to allot some numbers. Okay, usually the clinicians, I mean the lead programmer, whenever he's doing something, whenever he's creating the specification, on that time they will create the format also. So they will mention what is the number for the screening check-in and what is the number for 0 hours, 2 hours. They will mention automatically. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that one. So for example, if VSTPT equal to, okay, so basically we're giving the number. Okay, just giving the number, check-in, then VSTPT num equal to 1. So 1 is a numeric format, obviously. I guess it is numeric. It's numeric, so I don't need to put in the like the pacifiers. So same goes with the remaining ones, 0 hours. So this one will be given by the your lead programmer. Okay, they already mentioned the format. So else if
First if it is equal to 0, then 2.
else if
it is equal to 2, 3. Else if it is equal to 8.
Okay, so these are the 3 we have it. So it should be 4. Okay, else if we have checkout also, right? So else if VSTPT equal to, so remember you always take these values from here. Okay, don't write anything, otherwise it gives an error. Okay, like that you will create a VSTPT num. Okay, so we have done 2 variables. Okay, let's go with the other one. So we're gonna go with the visit now. Okay, so here in the raw data, so we have visit wise, TP wise. Okay, so we and the subject ID wise, because we see subject ID wise, and visit wise, TP wise. Schedule time we don't need it, and we don't have anything. Side is the only one, right? So there's only one side. If it is multiple side, then you have to go with the side wise also. Okay. So I create the visit now. Since the visit is already there, okay, so we can directly take that value. So visit is visit, so we can take it that one. So but we need to create visit num. Okay, so if visit equal to screening, then visit num equal to 0. Okay, why do, so you don't need to bother about these numbers. Okay, I just want to say in the real time they will give the formats, everything. What you have to map it, because if you miss this one, if you give something else, at the end we will be have some issues in the tables level when you're creating the tables for the visits. And the time you will be having issues. So make sure everyone follow the same formats. That's why they create some kind of formats already, standardized format. So for now, because our purpose, so I'm just giving like that. Okay, so I'll take this one. If visit equal to
period 1,
I give it as a 1. Else if
period 2,
period 2 like that. Okay, and give it as 2. Okay, so we did two variables here. Visit is already there and is already in character, so we can take the key. If you keep it a key visit, it's going to become automatic, and we just create the visit num here. Okay. Then, so you're gonna, okay, we're gonna check it. So there were 400 observers, 27 variables. Okay, that's good. So if you check, so we have a VSDTC, visit, VSTPT, visit, VSTPT now, visit num. Okay, and we have visit here already there, so we don't need to worry about that one. Okay. Okay, so now we done this one. Let's go for specification. Okay, so baseline flag. If the record has last non-missing values, we have to reduce the. So we're gonna do at the end this one also. We don't. So up to now we did visit now, visit DTC, and these three. Okay, these three and these two. Okay, then we go back to the on the top. Now we got everything because we need to sort. We need to sort before we do transpose. For that reason, I created in the initial these ones because we need to sort based on the time point, based on the visit wise, based on the subject ID wise. So without having these variables, you cannot do these things. Okay. So I can go to sort first. Proc sort data. VS1. So I put out equal to VS2. So by. So I take study ID wise. And you can keep domain. It's up to you if you want to keep it. You can, but domain will be the same for everything. So I don't put the domain. Then you go with the unique subject ID. Then you go with the visit num. So the numeric format always first. Okay, don't put the character after. This is in character. This is in numeric. Okay. Then time point wise, visit wise, time point wise. Then collection date wise. So you have to sort like this. So remember, study ID wise, subject ID wise, visit wise, time point wise, and collection date. Even if you check here also, the key variables. So what is that? You see here? Oh, it's asking for VS test study. We haven't created that one. So, but visit num, visit ref, VS TPT num. Okay, so one record per vital sign measurement per time point per visit per subject. So for now, we don't have this information, visit VS test study. We don't have this reference. So we have visit now, visit VS TPT now. So for that reason, I put visit is a character. So I keep it these extra variables and the collection date as a date wise. Okay, now we do the transpose. We're gonna go first with the parameters. First the parameters. Proc transpose data equal to VS2 and out equal to VS3. Okay, then you keep all this information there. Okay. Then variable. Okay, in the transpose, if you need to keep the column in the row wise, you need to put in the variable statement.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take what are the variables you need. So pulse. Then you go to the temperature. and you go to the sys. So I'm taking only parameters, not taking any units, any results. Dia. Okay. So like that you can run. Okay. So if you check VS3, so you will be have like this. You see, before it was in the column, now you will be have pulse, temp, sys, dia, and the pulse for each subject. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is in the label. And the column 1 is your result. Okay. Column 1 will be result. Okay, let me check this one. Okay. Beta VS4 equal to set VS3. So now we're going to derive this one, VS test TD and VS test. Okay. If underscore name underscore equal to else, this one. Okay. Then do, because you need to derive two variables, right? So VS test CD equal to pulse. This is short name. So as per the label, short name, which is pulse. But don't worry, they will give you in the comments also what you have to keep it for short name and long. Okay. And VS test equal to pulse. So I don't have this information. So I keep this pulse right. Okay. Like that you have to derive for all 4 parameters. So the next one is sys. Okay. So if it is temp, then you write as temp. And this one is temperature. Okay. If it is sys, then you write as sys BP. Then the full form as systolic blood pressure. If it is dia BP. Diastolic blood pressure. Okay, like that you put. Then you go with the next variable. So like this, you create 2 variables here: VS test CD and VS test, like that. Okay, so but since you can see the length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So more than 8 characters. So we need to allot some length. Okay, so how do we create length? Because you will get in truncation problem. I will show you how it looks.
Yeah, but we will do this one at the end, right? Like all the variable parameters we'll be doing at the end.
Yeah, you're right. You can do it at the end, but the problem is if you do here, it's gonna correct automatically. But at the end, you won't get like this kind of correction,
Oh,
but you won't even see the error.
Okay.
Because you have to know whether it is correct, whether it is
Understood. Yeah.
See, you see here blood systolic up
Yeah.
to 8 characters only is going to give you, I think. Up to 10 characters gave you, but you need to increase the size.
25 something.
Yeah, so for that you need to put length. So VS test CD, you can keep it as 8. 8 should be good. This is not that much. Then VS test, maybe keep it as 40. Like that. If you check noise, you don't see any truncation problem. You see, you get all your things. Okay, so the VS test and VS test 3 was done. Then you go to the original. These are category variables, and the positions, these are permissible variables. Okay. If you check also here, you don't see those information. And this is the only form for the vital signs. And if you don't see this one here, you don't need to worry about much for those variables, for the category variables.
Okay. I have a doubt.
Yes.
తెలుగులో అడుగుతాను, కన్వీనియంట్ ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు
సరే సరే
మనకి డేటా సెట్ లో అదేంటి టీపీ దగ్గర వీ హ్యావ్ చెక్ ఇన్ 0, 2, 8 అండ్ చెక్అవుట్ కదా. దట్ మీన్స్ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
But when we are going past the table, in the new table, say VS4. Can you open VS? VS. Yeah, open VS4. Now, yeah, why did we get like 4 check? So it automatically duplicates because there.
No, it's not duplicate. You can see here check-in time. They take, like, we transpose the parameters, like that's why it's showing like 4
times. Okay.
And here also 0, like 4 but the same subject.
Yeah.
Now the repeats are increased.
Yeah.
Because we transpose.
Okay. Yeah. Now I understood. Okay. Clear.
Okay. Okay, so the next one is the VS ORRES. Okay, whenever you see the variable shows like ORRES, which means original result.
Okay.
Okay, vital signs original result.
The class will be over in, I think, maybe 40 seconds. Okay.
Okay, I can stop.